Some of you out there may be living through your own personal mental whirlwind, right? And for those of you that are going through this calamity in your heads, the last thing some of you want to hear is some random dude on the internet telling you that this is 100% your doing, right? I say your doing and not your fault. See, this is where our minds are already different. Because the words that you give energy to is what will be perpetuated in your life. So if you say this is your fault, then that means that you are lacking in something. That means you failed at something. And I'm sure you can learn from failure and all that type of stuff. That's an unnecessary burden that you're putting on yourself. Which one sounds better? This is your fault, or this is your doing, or this is your responsibility to fix it, right? When it's your fault, then you are at fault. The blame, and we're shaking the bell at you. When this is your doing, it's like, oh, I did this? How do I fix it? And then it becomes your responsibility. You see how one leads you into self-blaming and putting yourself down, and one leads you to a path of accountability and highlighting the fact that you yourself are the one that needs to fix it? Some of you are in therapy right now, and if you need it, go for it. I am not knocking therapy. I'm just saying, though, what is the therapist doing in your life to change your behaviors? More often than not, your therapist is just giving you advice or asking you questions. And it's you that's answering all the questions. And it's you that makes the personal changes in your life, right? The reason why some of you are going through this mental calamity right now is because you lack focus, and or you are putting your focus in the wrong areas. Some of you have like those minds. If you are anything like me, you can relate. Your mind is always going, and your mind just moves fast by default. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with that. But what is your mind focused on? Now, some of you can pinpoint a certain thing that you're focused on, whether it's positive or negative. And some of you actually cannot decide or tell me or tell anyone what your mind is actually focused on. Your mind is on one thing, then another, then another, then another, then another, then another, then another, then another. Wait. If you got that many things running in your mental computer, how can you focus on anything? How can you do any one thing well if your brain is focused on 8,000 different things? Even your own phones, computers, laptops. You know, if you have too many programs running, run 30,000 video games, 16,000 songs, 8,000 tabs on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all these things running at the same time, your computer is going to slow down. And the computer is just an imitation of the human body anyway. So if the computer is going to slow down with all those things running, what makes you think you're not going to start to slow down? Right? Think about it. Some of y'all need to really just slow down and take a breath and be like, okay, what's important to me right now? Is worrying about that person not calling me going to is a good use of your energy? You know, is that a good use of your thought process? You know, your thought process, computers have processors. You see how this all works? You know, are you worried about not getting that promotion? Are you worried that your plant isn't getting enough water? Are you worrying that your dog isn't looking right and you're wondering that? Are you worried about the sky turning green tomorrow? Are you worried about the fact that the world might end tomorrow? Are you worried about the fact that you might not get that check in the mail fast enough? Are you worried? You see how it goes? Is that a good use of your energy? And even with all those examples, what are you doing? You're focusing, you're sending all of your energy, all of your processing power to worry. With those same things, you know, like you'll say like, oh, I wonder if I'm going to get a email back or a call back from that job application I put in. It's like, well, are you going to worry about, oh my God, am I going to get it? Am I going to get it? Or are you going to say, instead of focusing on the problem, let me focus on solutions. Something that we've always heard 1,000 times now, you know? It's the same exact subject matter, but which direction is your energy going? To worry or to solutions? Then some of y'all just need to cross some things off of your list. Go into your task manager, Control-Alt-Delete task manager, and see all those programmings that are no longer serving you. Those programs running in the background that no longer serve you. Turn them off. That frees up energy. That frees up processing power. And then when you start to, get away from all these unnecessary programs running in the background, you realize that you can now afford all of this energy towards what you do want to be focused on, right? Easy example. You're driving. How many of you are texting and driving? How many of you are changing your song when you're driving? How many of you are answering that FaceTime so you can set up your phone so the person can see you while you're driving? But then while you're doing all that thing, while you're focused on something else and you're trying to simultaneously focus on two things, you realize you have to slam the brakes because you didn't realize that line of cars stopped moving. So your brain was focused on this and this and this and this and this, and you almost ran to the back of 3 cars, right? So with all that being said, number 1, take inventory of what you're focused on, what you're sending your thoughts to, because where attention goes, energy goes. So where are you sending your attention? Where are you sending your energy? Number 1, limit the amount of things that you're focused on at one time, right? Number 2, from those things, make sure that these things are serving you. Some of y'all don't realize that you're second nature is to worry, to fear, to fret, or, on the other side, a more external thing, to project, right? You're sending all that energy projecting onto other people, projecting more negativity. If you project negativity into the ethers, what's going to get sent right back to you? I'm just asking questions for a friend. We live in a world nowadays where people do not want to accept that level of accountability. Oh, they're just thoughts. It's just going on in my head. So all that stress, all that worry, you do realize when the body is significantly stressed, cortisol is released by the liver, right? So you have a whole bunch of stress hormone floating around your system, and you think those internal thoughts don't have an extra effect other than just being thoughts? Your thoughts form. That's why they're called thought forms. Stress forms into illness, dis-ease. That is why a lot of us spiritual hippy-dippy people like to say that it's maybe a good idea to fast, because fasting frees up some of that processing power, because your body no longer has to use the same level of energy to digest a whole bunch of foods. And then for those of y'all that are still eating the chips and the cookies, don't get me wrong, live your life. I'm not saying to go off the deep end, because even I myself, the clean eating health nut, will cheat every once in a while, But is most of your food coming out of packaging? Is most of your food, being microwaved? Is most of your food already ready to eat, cooked by someone else that's already been pissed off? Once again, going back to that projecting example, where the person that created your food is projecting their negativity while they're making your food. So they prepared your food with anger, with worry, and now you ate it. That's why in one of my videos way back when, Mama's Cooking, if y'all got a good relationship with your mamas, your mamas, and if you don't have a good relationship with your mama or parent, but the chefs that really love their craft, they're making that food with love. It's a labor of love. It's a labor of passion, and you can taste that when you eat the food. So going back to my original example, maybe y'all should stop eating so much bull crap. Stop putting so much crap in your bodies that not only does your body need to digest it, but it's realizing, wait, it's sending all this energy to digesting the food. And then it's like, wait, I don't even know what to do with this. So now you slowed up the system there, because now your body has to now send energy to move it out the way so it can just eliminate it from the body. So yes, intake and expulsion are natural processes of the body. Yes, but it's a lot easier when the body says, this is an orange. I can get vitamin C and fibers from this. Oh, okay, cool. Now that I'm done with this, let's just go ahead and send it out. Let's go on and take a walk to the toilet real quick, right? Instead, you added another step into that process channel where it's like, I ate these Doritos. Wait, what's Red 40? Wait, what's maltodextrin? Wait, what is all of this? So now it takes processing power to say, what the heck is this crap? And then it's just like, oh, we don't know what to do with it, but just send it out. And then that's when a lot of y'all smell that putrid stuff that comes out of y'all's bodies. I be walking into work sometimes early in the morning, and there's this one dude in particular you hate walking in after, because when he does his business in the bathroom, you be like, yo, what is that? Like, it smells like chemicals. Like, it don't even smell like, dang, someone ripped one in here. No, it's just like, God, I could barely smell. And I walk in there, ugh, like it smells like metal and putrefaction. You know what I'm saying? It's like, like for example, right? Cows. When cows defecate, what do they eat? They eat grass. So their byproduct is literally grass and just decomposing matter. But you could be right next to it and just it stinks. It's not the best smelling thing in the world, but it just smells like cow poop. Follow, except for that guy, or like in differentiation from the dude that I have to follow in after work every once in a while. You be like, oh. So how is it that this big nasty cow that doesn't even showers poop smells better than yours? Isn't like, when you hear words like rotting, putrefaction, that type of stuff, doesn't that sound lower vibrational? So if that's what's coming out of you, you had to have once put that in you in some shape, form, or fashion in the first place. That's why it's very important that you monitor what's going in your body, your physical diets, your mental diet, and your spiritual diet. Your world is crazy right now because you're trying to run your Lamborghini with the wrong fuel. You're trying to run your exotic sports car, your sports boat, even all this fast moving stuff. You're trying to like, for those of you that are into the Merkaba and trying to get to your higher self and all that type of stuff, you don't realize that you're fueling your ship with the wrong fuel, and you're wondering why stuff ain't working. You're wondering why the hood of your car is you're hearing all these noise. Things aren't running smoothly because you got the wrong mental diet. You got the wrong physical diet, and you got the wrong spiritual diet. You're taking in all this stuff. A mental diet especially is for those of you that just spend hours and hours and hours mindlessly scrolling through social media. I got back into Twitter, which is now known as X, but I got back into X because I'm doing research. And yes, I will admittedly say that I am up there way too long. But I'm just looking for that news break. I'm looking for something. I'm waiting for something to come up. I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying, like, I'm taking it in. But while I'm doing my research, them comments, and you be seeing them negativity, people that don't know what they're talking about something that you're very knowledgeable of. And that can sometimes it annoys me. I'm like, yo, what are you talking about? You're misleading people with that information because you don't know what you're talking about. Your bias is blinding you. So why would you say, you see how negative I got instantly? You see how much that bothered me? That's me taking in negative energy. And that's me having a whole mental argument with just a simple username online. How many of you were getting on online arguments? You have to prove that you're right to some random person on the internet that you will never meet. And for all you don't even know if that's a bot or AI. You don't even know if that's a real person. You see what I'm saying? So to sum it all up, your life is in shambles right now because you have been putting your energy to all the wrong things. And then even if your energy is on the right direction or in the right topic, the right subject, it's energy that's being pushed in the wrong direction. Like I said, some of y'all are more worryful, focusing on your worries, focusing on the failure, focusing on the doubt rather than focusing on the solutions. Or something that I find is like my brain is all over the place. My brain does move pretty fast, but you're trying to juggle things. If I told you to walk to that sign behind me, walk to that sign, and you just walked there, you focused on just walking, and it was easy peasy, lemon squeezy, right? But then if I were to say, okay, now come back, now walk to the sign again, and you start walking, but wait. Before you walk to that sign, you got to do it on one foot. Okay, well now you've added something else to process while you're doing that thing. So now as you're hopping to the sign now, using more energy, using more coordination to make it to that sign. Come back. Three's the charm. Now do the same thing, but now you have to juggle bowling pins while you're hopping to that sign. So now you're trying to hop and you're trying to juggle bowling pins like your circus act towards that sign. You see what I'm saying? The more that you have on your mind, the less that you can focus on your true goals and growth. Seriously. I mean, think of a plant, right? You want to put a plant and let it get some sun. This plant, put it outside. There's some sun. Cool. It's easy. It's an easy transition of energy from the sun to the plant. But now we're going to put that plant inside. Even though it's behind a clear glass window, you're still going to put it inside. So now the plant is now inside, but now the sun has to get bended a little bit, slowed down just a little bit towards the plant. Will the plant survive? Yeah, more than likely. But you still added something in between the direct flow of energy. So then was add, three's a charm. Now you put blinds up. Now you got your blinds closed. So the sun is now going from the sky through the window and hitting the blinds, trying to peek through the little cracks to get to your plant. You see how this works? You have to free up your energy channels. The same way how people start having heart attacks and strokes when their arteries get clogged up with things. Don't clog the flow of creativity from the ethers. That's what you're doing. And you're sending all your energy out that you could be using towards your goals, towards your growth. You're sending it towards your worries and doubts and failures. So just think about it. Till next one.